Welcome to the last YouTube video you'll ever need to watch to learn the best social media strategy in the apartment locating space. Social media is a really broad term and different strategies work for different businesses. But in this video, we're going to walk you through how we're teaching our live coaching students to separate themselves from the competition. We're going to make it really easy to follow along. So let's get started. Getting into a social media strategy really comes down to two main factors. The first factor is, what is the tool we're going to use to distribute the content across all of the most effective platforms? A lot of real estate agents don't really pay attention to this first factor. They want to really quickly jump into what's the strategy, what do we post, how do we get engagement, and all of that is well and good, but that's the second factor. So we're going to talk about that in this video if you make it towards the end. But we first need to understand the tool. How are we going to have the infrastructure and the system that allows us to distribute? Because here's a reality check for you. Posting the content to the social media platforms correctly and in a streamlined manner is imperative because it's a whole full-time job in itself. Have you tried to upload to YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, TikTok, optimize the captions, put in the title, change the thumbnail? Like, guys, this is a lot of work in itself. And so the first thing we need to talk about is, let's pretend we already have grade A content. Great, boom, videos are filmed. How are we going to get it out and published the right way without spending hours and hours doing it? We get that done by using software. Facebook will natively give you a resource to post on Instagram and Facebook, right? That's called the Creator Studio. Almost everyone knows that, but that's not really enough because that still leaves out TikTok. It still leaves out YouTube Shorts, which I would argue is one of the most effective out of all. And hey, by the time we're done with this video, we'll be scheduling our post on X as well and LinkedIn. So you can do this with a lot of tools. The biggest leaders are like HubSpot, but that kind of gets really expensive and it's a whole nother separate software. So when we started our Locator Academy, the tool we were teaching back in the day was Metricool. This was a free method on how to post on multiple sites. The only issue with this tool was that you needed to really upgrade to the paid membership to get better features, the automatic pinned comment feature, which is really great for engagement. And it just became like an additional paid tool. So fast forward to today, we have revamped our Locator Masterclass. And now what we're doing is building that functionality directly inside of LocatorIQ. LocatorIQ is a tool we've been talking about a lot because it allows us to do the social media posting as if it were a paid tool, but it's included in the subscription of LocatorIQ. So within that software, we can go ahead and schedule all of our content and post them on all platforms, along with optimizing the captions, the titles, thumbnails, everything. So that's how we get that done, consolidated in one tool. It's the same tool we use to organize on a calendar, book Zoom calls, create sales funnels, create traditional websites. All of that stuff, including a contract signing feature, is all done in LocatorIQ. So that's the first factor. That was pretty quick, right? Get a tool that will help you streamline the posting. Done. Factor number one solved. Now let's get into factor number two, what a lot of you are waiting for, right? What is the actual strategy that we're going to implement as apartment locators to churn up business and build that brand recognition? Because whether you're sponsored by a brokerage firm or building your own team, it's good to just grow your social media based off of you and your brand anyways. That way, if you want to expand and leave your brokerage, at least you've built something sustainable that you own, okay? So this is how our simple content strategy system works. There are 3 content types that we teach in our Locator Academy, and this strategy will work forever. You don't have to change up the strategy. You don't have to look into new things, waste time on coming up with new ideas. You don't have to do any of that. Just post content based off of these 3 content types forever if you are in the apartment locating business. Content type number 1, we're going to post property tours. This is probably the only content type you're familiar with. Let's be honest, right? You think the content is just all a bunch of property tours and that's all you post. That is the first content type, but that's not all. There's still 2 other content types, okay? So the first one is we do want to post content tours. And the way we get this done is by spending thousands of dollars to hire a team and send them out to the property and make sure they all have $5,000 cameras so they can film for you. Just kidding. That would be a rather foolish tactic. It's actually way easier than doing that. The first way we're going to get the property tours done, you could just call apartments that are Class A, maybe Class B, so you get the better deals. Call them and just straight up ask them to share with you video tours of any tours that they have in MP4 video format. Guys, properties just give you this stuff because it's free marketing for them. Why would they not share with you their property tours if they have the video file? If you're an apartment locator, they know you're going to use that to bring them clients. So you get a yes 100% of the time if the property has the video tours. And here's the thing, not every property needs to have them. But if you get a handful of properties that are Class A, Class B in your local city, then that fuels your content for a long time. So the first way is just ask the apartments to share the video with you. Here's the second way. If you are forced to escort as an apartment locator, this is something that we just go against. We advise to never go on tours and to not escort clients. And the reason is because, well, driving is a waste of time and gas. Really, it's a big time waster is why we don't do that. You're much better off focusing on your marketing at home, booking Zoom calls, and then doing the work at home or anywhere else, and just sending the clients over there, making sure they're writing your name down. That's how we teach to make more money in the business. But if you are forced to go on tour, maybe it's your first couple months in locating, so you want to escort just to get immersed in the atmosphere of the new business. Maybe your broker is making you escort. Whatever the case is, if you ever find yourself actually escorting and showing a property to a client in person, take your phone out, hold it sideways. There's no need to invest in a $5,000 camera and start recording a really quick, 1 minute tour of the property. Here's a pro tip. Don't ask the staff if you're allowed to do it, because then they think about it and say no half the time. Instead, while the tour is happening, just take your phone out and film it anyways. And then no one says anything. We've tested this over years. It just works. Okay. That's how you get the property tour content done. Now we're going to talk about the second content type to post on our social media. And that is posting shorts and reels from real booked calls and appointments that you do with your clients. And it's great to show on social media you actually helping someone over the phone. This is a really powerful content because it kind of paints a picture of how you're going to help someone else that needs to use you to rent an apartment, right? So that's the second main content type that I bet you've never actually considered, is post your actual Zoom call clips, or if you're working manually over the phone because you haven't invested in our Locator Masterclass, just record that and then post that. Here's another pro tip on how we can do that. And this is what I personally do to streamline that process. Because remember, editing, publishing, that takes effort. And so this is how I get it done automatically. When I book Zoom calls using LocatorIQ, you can tweak the settings in Zoom to auto record all of your calls. You can take that Zoom link that took you no effort to record because it's auto recorded via your settings. Take that Zoom link, run it through a software called Opus Clip Pro, and it's going to cut that Zoom video into perfectly edited 30-second and 60-second shorts for you automatically. So by the time you're done with your 10-minute Zoom call, you might have 10 clips ready to go. So every Zoom appointment, we can generate those 10 pieces of content. And that's what makes this second content type so important. Your potential leads that want to work with you want to see you in action. And so if you can show them reels and clips of you actually helping someone so they can imagine the experience they would have with you as a client, it's only going to strengthen your social media content, thus your business overall. We really go into this strategy inside of our masterclass. So check out the links on how we can help you with this below this video. And finally, the third content type. This is speaking directly to your audience and looking at the camera and just telling them what you do and the benefits of working with you so they can understand your service through a direct message. Kind of like what I'm doing right now in this YouTube video. I'm looking into a camera and I'm talking to you. That's the third content type. And it's basic. And as an apartment locator, it's basically about rephrasing the same statement, telling your audience the benefits of working with you as an agent. So you can say things like how you're going to find them the best deal at a better price point that they think is possible. And you're just saying that over and over again in different ways. That's what really satisfies this third content type. And these videos are short. It kind of looks like this. Hey, I'm an apartment locator. And if you guys didn't know, apartment locators save you the most amount of money if you're looking to rent. Here's why. We have a proprietary tool that's more accurate than popular online websites or doom scrolling for apartment listings. We can find you a higher quality apartment for a lower price point and sometimes with huge move-in specials. You really want to send us a DM so you can get started. Our service is free, so why wouldn't you work with us? You're basically saying that in different variations over and over again. If you can offload a lot of that social media work to a VA, it's really cool when they add on client testimonials to the end of that third content type, speaking directly to your audience on what you do and why they want to work with you. All right, awesome. So that kind of wraps up the content strategy. And here's the thing. You can use this content strategy ever as a real estate agent. There's nothing else you have to do. As long as you're posting throughout the month and you're interchanging those three content types, that will fuel your business in the apartment locator space forever. It's all about using the right tools so you can get some of your time back and you're not spending all day on creating videos, editing those videos, running them through software tools, scheduling stuff. We get all of that heavy lifting done through LocatorIQ, the all-in-one CRM. That gives us the ability to schedule all of our posts in a timely manner. It allows us to take that Zoom link that's pre-recorded, run it through the software Opus Clip, so it'll make reels for us based off of our Zoom calls. And if you have an editor, they're more affordable overseas, and they can help you actually edit videos and post that stuff on your social content. Otherwise, at least do it yourself with LocatorIQ because it saves you hours of time, even without a virtual assistant. So let's recap these three content types. The first content is property tours. You can call the apartments and ask them to share video tours with you or take them yourself if you're forced to escort. That's the first type, actual property tours. Show your audience actual apartments. That's where a lot of agents stop. The second content type that's just as important is showing them actual Zoom calls so they can experience and imagine what it would be like to work with you. That's huge. And the third content type is sitting directly in front of a camera like I'm doing right now and just talking to your audience and telling them yourself why they want to send you a DM, book a call with you, and use you as your locator. A lot of locators don't do that. They get all nervous or whatever for whatever reason, but you need to sit in front of a camera and build the skill of just talking to your audience directly. If you can't even do it on social media, how are your clients going to expect you to do it on a professional booked Zoom call, right? So get out of your comfort zone, start making some content like this, and save hours on your work week by using LocatorIQ, the all-in-one tool. And once your business is picking up and going well, hire someone overseas the way we walk our students through in our masterclass and have them take your Zoom calls, run them through Opus Clip, and schedule everything using IQ, and maybe do some video editing for you to add testimonials to the end of your statements, making that third content type even stronger. This is all you have to do. This content strategy is bulletproof forever. You don't need to do anything else. Everything else past the three content types is just extra. You don't need to do drone videos above properties and make a docu-series about how you're an awesome agent. I mean, if you can afford to do that stuff, do it. But as long as you're following those three content types, property tours, Zoom calls, speaking directly to your camera, maybe throwing a testimonial at the end, that is all it actually takes to win at a multiple six-figure level. If you guys need more support, click the link in the pinned comment. We have tons of resources to help agents get the most out of apartment locating. Other than that, we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.